Permission to lie. I stood there with my barbecue sauce-smeared breasts, wondering what I was going to say when the power of speech came back to me. My husband, with whom I had lived with for 14 years, had just said the most shocking thing I had ever heard in my life. I didn't even realize he thought that. I had no inkling whatsoever. Either it was a new revelation, or he had suddenly, in a moment of introspection, had an epiphany. "What do you want me to say?" I asked. "I don't know," he answered, seeming to be in a state of shock, too. I thought for a moment. "Lie to me," I said. "What? What does that mean?" "From what you just said, you've been lying to me since the day we met," I said. "Why stop now?" "I was at the gym. It was about 8:30 p.m., and all the lights were out except for the two over the basket. The college was small, and I was alone, just throwing three-pointers. The echo of the basketball in the empty gym, the squeak of my sneakers on the floor, it all soothed my soul. I had permission to throw any time I wanted. "Not bad, isn't it?" I heard from the shadows. A guy came out of there with a basketball in his hands. "Mind if I leave with you?" he asked. "Hey, it's a free country and the gym isn't mine," I replied. "Thank you." He also had his sneakers in his hands. Cool new Jordans, and I've been trying to buy my own for a month now. I hit 3 in a row from the wing and moved to the corner of the back line. He took the first shot, and it missed without touching any part of the basket. He laughed, and I chuckled. "That's not how you imagined it," he said. "You didn't envision anything but the net?" I asked. "Yeah, here's such a hot girl throwing three-pointers, and I was hoping to make a little more of an impression," he said. He picked up his ball, dribbled over to me, and took a shot. The shot was the money shot, from beyond the three-point arc. "Now hit it," I said, and got a closer look at him. He was white, but very handsome, I thought. About 10 years older than me by my estimation. He held out his fist, and I bumped my fist against his. "Sheldon," he said. "Peyton," I said. I made a throw and missed. He chuckled. "I made you sick with my bad throw." I ran after the ball, and for a while we threw in silence. "Do we take turns throwing?" he asked. "Okay, but I'll go first," I said. He agreed, and we both made 2 three-pointers in a row before he missed and got his. He had a lot of throws before I missed, and then he started making the dumbest throws I could ever imagine in my life. Kicking off the floor through the backboard with his left hand. We evened the score, after which he missed, and I finished him off. He laughed. "I was destined to lose." "Yeah, you were. You showed some tricks, Sheldon. I grew up playing against 2 older brothers," he said. "The only way to stay in the game was with tricks." I was ready to leave, so I told him, "Thanks for playing," and went on my way. I saw him twice more over the next 2 weeks, and the second time we played one-on-one. He was taller than me, and I had to work harder, but I was faster. I had enough steals and rebounds to win, but it was a real contest. I think he was giving in to me because I was a girl and he didn't fight me a lot. When we finished the game, he asked me if I wanted a drink. "You mean drink like at the club or get a Gatorade energy drink?" I asked. "Well, I like the club idea," he said. "I don't think I have a chance at that, though, so I was going to suggest you get a bottle of something in the lobby." I laughed. "Yeah, we're a bit sweaty for the club anyway." "Would you go to the club with me?" he asked. "Well, that is, when we're not sweaty." I gave him a look. "Yeah. Wouldn't there be anyone who thought they were in a relationship with you who would be disappointed that you took me to a club?" He grinned. "That's a good question." "No, there won't. I'm divorced, Peyton, for about 9 months now." "Why?" I asked him. He looked a little shocked. "Why am I divorced?" I nodded. "Yes." "My ex decided Wichita was too small a market for her talents," he said. "She might be right. If we see her hosting some national news program, I'll take it." "Have you decided not to move?" I asked. "It was her decision," he said. "Her life was changing, and I wasn't part of that change." "I see. I'm sorry, but questions need to be asked," I said. "Oh, believe me. I understand. I don't have much experience, but I'm glad you're asking questions." I laughed. "Okay, dude. Now it's your turn." "Yeah, that's about right. Really, I have very little practice coming up with them." "Is this something recent?" Or have you always had a problem with it? I asked. He grinned, and it was just adorable. No, I think I was pretty good at it once. I haven't practiced much lately. Well, you're getting pretty good at it, I said. Now, if you can't make a mid-range jump shot. Hey, that's the best part of my game, he objected. Really? He laughed. Okay, you're better at basketball than I am. I guess you're better at everything. I'm still not giving up, though. Yeah, kudos for that. I picked up my blue Powerade drink. I should get going, Peyton, he said. Hot date? I asked. The hottest. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I've never missed an opportunity to read her a bedtime story. I was a little stunned. Doesn't she live with her mom? I'm not saying she has to, it's just that she's so little. I don't know what I'm saying. I was very impressed and touched by how much he loves his daughter. He grinned. Being a star doesn't exactly mix with small children. Well, your ex-girlfriend sounds like a real fool, I said. What's her name? My ex-girlfriend? No, dumbass, your daughter. Oh, right. Her name is Blake. Oh, I like that name. I said, Well, I have to pick her up from her parents' house, he said. Say, Peyton, would you like to go clubbing with me sometime? Sure, I would. Give me the number, I said. He handed me his phone, and I texted myself. Call me anytime, I said. He didn't call. Bastard. Probably just was too out of it. I saw him at the gym and told him about it. His face flashed, and he stuttered, I'm sorry, Peyton. I pulled out my phone dozens of times and picked your number. You just couldn't pull the trigger? I asked. Well, I wanted to, believe me. It was just so awkward, and maybe you don't realize it, but you're kind of scary, Peyton. What the hell? How am I intimidating? Because you're young and pretty and you beat me at basketball regularly, he said. Why don't you have a boyfriend? I have my own standards, I said. Come to dinner with me and explain them to me, he said. I will if you bring your daughter, I said. Would you? Yeah, I'd love to. I didn't think you'd say yes. Do I look like someone who hates kids? I asked. He laughed. No, I'm sorry, I just meant that you're obviously a student. You're the hottest girl on campus, indeed, in the entire state, and I really have no idea why you'd want to have dinner with me, much less meet my daughter. You're in the game, man. Well, not in basketball, but in a different way. He laughed. You're funny, Peyton. I smiled my best smile, and we agreed to go out to dinner Friday night. I never answered his question about a boyfriend. I'd gone on dates, but with my current selection of frat boys, jocks, and nerds, there was no one I was going to date seriously. Well, maybe him. Friday, he picked me up at my dorm. I was watching him, and saw him get out of his new Subaru BRZ and went out to meet him since he didn't know my room number. The look on his face when he saw me was exactly what I had hoped for when I got dressed. Wow, he said. I've never seen you in anything other than gym clothes. God, you're gorgeous, Peyton. I laughed. You look good too, Sheldon. Where's Blake? Waiting for us in the car. We got out, and he opened the door for me. When I looked in the back seat, there was the cutest little doll in her little car seat. She was swinging her legs, smiling, and I wanted to reach in and pet her. She has very blonde, almost white hair and the most amazing, huge violet eyes. I swear they are the most beautiful eyes I have ever seen. Hi, she said. Are you Peyton? My dad told me about you. Said you were really good at basketball. Well, I'm good at a lot of things, I said. Yeah, I'm Peyton, and you must be Blake. She nodded vigorously. Yeah, we're going to Uncle Dale's restaurant? I prompted. The smile she bestowed on me for my help melted me into a puddle. You're so cute, I told her. Sheldon listened to this dialogue, quietly shaking with laughter. He knew exactly who he had in that car seat. It was obvious he was proud of her, as if to say, yes, that little angel is mine. Uncle Dale's, huh? Where are you taking me, Sheldon? He laughed. It's not as bad as it looks. It's not called Uncle Dale's. It's an Irish-Mexican place, and it happens to be one of 3 owned by my brother-in-law. Oh, so you're related to the owner. Do we get the VIP treatment? What's VIP? Came from the back seat in Blake's little voice. Very important person, I said. Do you know what that means? Sort of, she said. It's like Daddy or something. Oh my God, she's just adorable. Yeah, right, honey. He clearly found the whole thing very amusing. To be honest, so did I. He thought he was taking advantage of me, but I thought about it from the minute he told me he had her. I love kids, and this is no ordinary kid. Blake made Sheldon 10 times more attractive, and he's already pretty attractive. We were driving along, Blake was chatting with me about making a house out of popsicle sticks at daycare, and then I felt a tug on my hair. When I looked, I saw that she was leaning forward to reach me, her chubby little fingers playing with one of my curls. She looked up at me, and the look in her gorgeous eyes changed my mind. "I love your hair," she said. "Oh my God, I have hair, lots and lots of hair. It's kind of like my calling card. If a black girl takes care of her hair, it can be top-notch. I take care of mine. Blake had hers in a braid, and I pulled it. I like your braid too, Blake. Maybe someday we can do each other's hair." "I wish we could, but I'm not very good at it," she explained. "My dad does most of my hair." I gave him a hiccuping glance. "Sheldon has hidden talents," I said. He laughed. "Sheldon is a slave and does whatever his daughter wants," he said. "Someday she'll look at old pictures and ask me why I did her hair like that." "I can imagine," I said. "What do you think you'll tell her?" "That she wanted it that way," he grinned. We arrived at the restaurant, and I helped Blake out of her car seat. She was so tiny and adorable, and the first thing she did was cling to my hand and lead me inside. I gave her my heart that day, and I can never get it back. Her father was also very charming. Uncle Dale was at the restaurant and took care of us personally. I think he was tasked to impress me, and he did. The food was delicious, the service was impeccable, but it was the company that made my evening memorable. Blake insisted on going to my room and checking it out when we got back, so we never got a chance to be alone together, though Sheldon kissed me on the cheek as we left. Blake wanted me to hold her for her kiss, and as I cradled the warm little thing in my arms, I kissed her on both cheeks, which was just enough to video it. It wasn't until Sheldon met me Tuesday night to play racquetball that we spent time alone together. He asked me out again, and Blake informed me when I arrived at their house that it was an adult date. It was spectacular, this one of those gable-roofed houses built on the lakeshore, and I liked it immediately. "Does that mean you're not going?" I asked her. "Yes, my grandmother is coming to visit. We're going to bake cookies," she admitted. "Oh, that sounds fun," I said. "Will I get some?" "Oh yeah, we're making it for you," she said. "Daddy and I thought you might like cookies." "Oh, I do, sweet bug." Finally, Sheldon took me to the same club for a drink and turned out to be a competent dancer. He was white and stiff, but he relaxed pretty quickly, and I was good enough to make him look even better. "I feel like an old man," he said when we took our first break. I laughed. "Why?" "Well, because it's been so long since I've done this and you're so young." "Dude, I'm 24, I said. "What are you, what, 30? Trust me, you're not old." He grinned. I'm 34, Peyton. I'm probably the oldest guy who's ever asked you out." "You'd be surprised, Sheldon. I've been hit on by men between 70 and 18. "What's the oldest guy you've ever been hit on?" he asked. "I don't ask for ages, so I don't know," I told him. "Maybe 60? "Really? Yeah, he was trim as hell and good-looking," I said. "But not as sexy as you. He wanted to be my sugar daddy." "Can I be your sugar daddy?" he asked. I couldn't help but laugh. "We'll see. You're doing great so far. Let's dance." Our pace was exceptionally slow. Every time we were together, I liked him more and more. By the time I graduated from college, we were already together, had become lovers, and having him and Blake attend my graduation was the highlight of the evening. I introduced him to my father. Mac, my dad, thought he was crazy at first. "You're dating a white man, baby? Are you sure about that?" "When you married your mom, you had no problem going on dates with a white woman," I said. "All of a sudden, you're some kind of racist?" He laughed. "No, it's just that you're my kid, and I don't want you to make any mistakes." "What's a stranger, Daddy? You're making some very unpleasant assumptions. I love him. You know Blake. How is it possible that a man who has a daughter like that is a mistake?" "Well, easy, easy, Tiger Cub. I didn't say he was a mistake. I don't know him. I just love you, and I want you to be happy. Your mom would want that for you, too." I was still a little angry. I think she would have, but she would have found a much better way to say it than you did. "I'm sorry, kitten." I apologize for my tone. You forgive me? Being encased in his huge arms and squeezed so tight I couldn't breathe helped. Yeah, just give him a chance, Dad, okay? I promise. Are we still volunteering at the Child Advocacy Center on Saturday? As always, I said. I'll pick you up. Sheldon's parents had been a little nervous when we first met, but they were wonderful people, and his mother, Anne, was one of the sweetest people I'd ever met. His father, Mike, arranged for me to meet him for breakfast once a week, and I got to know him better. He's a lot like Sheldon, or maybe it's the other way around. Anyway, the first time we were together, he asked, "Do you love Sheldon?" This was after Sheldon and I had been dating for 3 months, but by then I hadn't given it too much thought. I thought about it for a minute. I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about him, I said. I have romantic feelings for him. Well, I know he has romantic feelings for you, he said. I winked. That's good to know. Did you invite me here for an interrogation, Mike? He laughed. I know it seems that way. No, not really. After Blake's mom left, he was very depressed. I don't want to see him like that again. Being dumped never builds trust, and it seems like he just got the brunt of it. I mean, asking out a beautiful girl like you. Thanks, Mike, but you don't have to worry about me breaking someone's heart. I don't have it in me. He may think I'm too weird to put up with, and he'll be happy to leave me, but I promise he won't be on my account. Tell me some of your weirdness, he said. Well, I have these characters on social media. They're me, but they're all fake. I just play with them as a hobby. Some people think it's weird. He laughed. Yeah, it's pretty weird, Peyton, but it doesn't surprise me. Even if I don't know much about you? Why are you doing this? I shrugged. I don't know, it's fun. You make up some outrageous nonsense about the person you're representing and see how other people react to it. It's not really you, but people act like it's you, even though everyone knows it's not. It's like playing a role, only everyone pretends to take it seriously. Sounds fake to me, he said. It does, but do you like watching movies even though you know they're fake? Yeah. I've never really thought about it, Peyton. I can see why Sheldon's fascinated by you. I patted his hand. I can see where he gets his charm. I'm also very smart, he snorted. Yes, I noticed. The parents are subdued. Mission accomplished. The barriers have been removed to see if we really have something. Turns out we did. The man was very romantic, and within a year I was idolizing him. The love was momentous. It was better than I even wanted. There is something about love that is life-changing and makes you lose your mind. A pleasure that just doesn't stop and makes you slightly regret, firstly, that you never knew it before, and secondly, the person you were before. That girl is gone, and you're never going back to her. It's what you deserve, and the chemical pathways in your brain change so that your expectations are forever that way. That's how our first time was, and it never changed. This is my man, and no one else could ever be even close to that. He wasn't my first, but he became something more. It's not even that he's bigger or better. It's that this is him in a way that I've never felt or even imagined before. I fell completely and utterly in love with this man. And it's not that everything he does gives me pleasure. We've had fights, violent fights. The difference was what happened during and after the fights. I always felt guilty if it was my fault, which happened often, and he obviously felt the same way. I couldn't get mad at him because he always did, or said something that reminded me that he was my man. My life became what I dreamed it would be, and when I got my master's degree, we got married. It wasn't a big change because we had already been living together for 2 years. The only one for whom it made a big difference was Blake. We'd been a mutual admiration society since we'd met, but after our simple ceremony, with only Blake and our parents present, she came over, pulled me down, forcing me to my knees, hugged me and said, "I love you, Mom." All my dreams came true. This caused me to sprawl out. After that, I became a mom and tried to be the best mom on the planet. I think I succeeded. But 11 years later, when my little clone had just started school, things went south. I could see that something was bothering Sheldon, but I waited. After all, he always told me what was wrong. We invited my dad and Sheldon's parents over for a barbecue. The ribs were on the foil, slowly simmering and ready to be drizzled with barbecue sauce. I made it myself and poured it into jars. I was just pulling one out of the cabinet when he stood next to me and startled me with his words. I was wearing panties and nothing else. Well, because I always walk around the house like that. When he said that, I dropped the jar. It shattered. And yes, the barbecue sauce ended up on my panties. Peyton, the whole time I've known you, I've been lying, he said. That's when the can and... Shit. What the hell is wrong with you, Shell? Shit! Look at this. He hurriedly pulled out a napkin and wiped me off, and then the mess, and I sat there for another minute thinking. I got up and put on shorts and a tank top. I felt too vulnerable to stay naked. When I returned, he had already finished cleaning up and poured me a glass of wine. I pulled out another jar, poured over the ribs, and returned them to the fire. Finally, I sat down across from him at the bar. All right, spill it, man. This better be good. I'm sorry, Peyton, but it's not. What do you mean by that? I asked. You know, about me getting promoted at work? Yeah, and you're telling me you didn't get the promotion? Obviously not. Or it wouldn't have taken this long. I just wasn't even close, Peyton. I'm starting to feel that way about a lot of things. You deserve better than me. I'm starting to doubt if I can ever be the man you need me to be. I feel like I've been lying to you all this time, telling you that I am the man. I was terrified. How could I let that happen? I don't have time to think about it. My man is in pain. I went over and hugged him from the back like an anaconda, and I wasn't going to let go. Honey, I don't know what made you feel that way. Maybe it was something I did? If so, tell me and let me apologize, because I want you to know that I don't feel like that at all. Blake and Elika don't either. We think you're you, and that's all we want. I turned his head and kissed him fiercely. He responded half-heartedly. I wasn't going to let something like that go unheeded. I turned him around on the stool and stood between his legs, wrapping my arms around his neck, and looked straight into his kind blue eyes. Lie to me, I said. What? I said. Lie to me, asshole. If our whole life has been a lie, lie to me again. Tell me everything's okay. Tell me you love me. Lie to me, Shell. He sat there looking at me. Did the whole promotion thing really bite you that hard, honey? I'm sorry I didn't see it coming. Sheldon, I loved you yesterday and I love you today. That promotion would be nice, yes, but now you don't have it and I still love you. Do you even realize that? Yeah, but it's been almost 2 weeks since I interviewed and... Bullshit, I said. I don't care if it's been 2 months. I don't care if it's given to some asshole. You understand, Shell? It doesn't matter. I only wanted you to have it because you wanted it, not for me. I found his arm slowly rising to embrace me. He cleared his throat. I thought I could... If only I could half catch up to you. Be as close to being as close to a strange perfection like you. I laughed. Yeah, I am. And okay. Jesus, Sheldon, just lie to me. I want you to know it's not a lie at all. I know who you are. You can tell yourself and me it's a lie, but I know. Are you going to lie to me, Shell? No, he began. He raised his eyes to my face. Well, I mean, yes, isn't it? Yes, I said. When are you going to start? He raised his eyes to me again, reading my face. Now? Right, I said, but not until after this. I tried to swallow his tongue, felt his hands on my curls, and we passed out. As I tried to catch my breath, he pulled me to him. Thank you, Peyton. The whole work thing had made me feel really depressed, and I just let it spill out into a lot of other things. I saw Charles hitting on you the other night. That, along with work, how busy we are, how hard it is to live up to everyone's expectations, it just got to me. I started to think you could have someone better. Don't let fucking Charles get in your head, honey, I said. He's not mine. Let him be young and healthy. He's nice enough, and yes, he's famous and all that. Do you have any idea what I'd have with him? Jesus, Shell, that dude's a kid. I know, but you're so hot, and he's all like, you're all that, I told him. Your daughters idolize you, man. Hell, I worship you myself. We gotta do a better job of communicating, honey. The only expectations you're not living up to are your own. Me and the girls expect you to have a job. We don't care if you're a CFO or a watchman. Seriously. I want you to be CFO if that's what you can and want. If you don't get the job or don't want it, I'll still be happy. The girls are happy. Besides, I make a hell of a lot of money, Shell. You could retire tomorrow if you wanted to and spend your time spoiling us. He smiled. Maybe, he said. I can't think of a better job than this. Really? So let's do it. I pressed myself against my man. He floated, and I got up after a while and went to check my ribs. They were perfect, and there was a killer smell of steam coming out of them in all directions. They were perfect, firm enough not to fall off the bone. I got pretty deep into myself. What, one might ask, makes us overlook our partner's cues? I need to be more vigilant. How did I let the man I love get to this state without allaying his fears? I realized something. When you love, you do everything to pamper each other's ego. Recognize that the other needs that stroking, and that it's your job. I'm gonna do a better job. Dude is one hell of a basketball player even at his age. I laughed at my own joke. I'm a better person, but who cares? Behind me, I heard a noise and I was hugged by two huge arms. Peyton, I'm as in love with you as the day I realized I was in love. Even stronger, he said. Thank you for being there for me and not judging me. I twisted in his arms and pressed my cheek against his chest. You would have done the same for me, and more, I said, and ignited him with my best kiss. Ugh, that was Elika. Why are you doing this in front of me? My dad was immediately at her side and spanked her lightly, making her squeal in feigned indignation. You'd better cheer them up, he said. She raised her fist in the air. Hooray! She squealed in her most desperate voice. Cheer for what? Blake came out, followed by Sheldon's parents. Mom and Dad are in love, Elika explained. Is that news? Mike asked. Blake came over and gave us a hug. My daughter is tall. How could this happen? Elika wanted her share, and we also grabbed her and the folks and hugged them. I want some more fried ears, I said. We sat down at the table and started enjoying the barbecue. Sheldon caught my eye and winked. I'm going to start lying from now on, he whispered in my ear. I hugged him, staining his shirt with barbecue sauce. He didn't seem to mind. He got the job, and since then I'd never heard anything but lies out of his mouth. The end.